We're just flying by night here today. Brandon recorded 3 videos yesterday, so being in front of all these lighting, he's got a bit of a headache, so he's rocking the sunglasses. I love it.
It's a lot more comfortable, honestly. It's way better. This is really bright in here.
Yeah, it is. It is really bright.
Do your glasses block blue light?
I don't think so.
I'm actually tempted to get... my girlfriend has some blue light blocking glasses. I tried them.
The dog hair on your boot.
Oh, it's crazy, man. There's dog hair everywhere. You could literally coat another dog with hair, with all the hair that's just laying around the house.
Anybody have any hairless dogs that need coating?
There's sweeping done here on a regular basis. We got those Roombas that go around. It's everywhere.
What do you think of the iRobot thing? I have one. We don't use it a lot, really.
They seem to get caught up on a lot of stuff.
I know,
and
they're always breaking and
right. You gotta so. I mean, they need as much maintenance as anything else. But
I came home. Actually, I came home, and the thing was my cat was sleeping on it. It was in mid cleaning
as it was going,
and it stopped and died.
Oh no way!
The gray one.
Your cat
she was
sat on
literally laying on it.
That cat is so funny, man. That cat is
Can you imagine getting a ride?
Funny.
If I was a cat, I would do that. Let's go for a little ride.
That cat reminds me of the grumpy cat meme.
I know, flat face, looks like she walked into a wall.
What kind of cat is that?
British short hair.
A British short hair?
Yeah, fucking thing was like.
Do you like having cats? You probably don't even notice in your house.
No, they're just there.
They're just there. They're there as well.
Yeah,
who's responsible for feeding them?
Christina usually does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do much with them. We have this litter box at one of those robot ones.
Okay, yeah, where it funnels the stuff down.
Yeah.
That's the way to do that.
The dogs are awesome, man, but
it's like those dome ones, right? It's like a pod almost. It's like a litter box pod.
It's like a spaceship. It's great.
I've heard of those.
You don't have to do anything. You clean them every couple months.
Couple months?
Well, you just friggin' take the bag and done.
Yeah, it's almost like a diaper genie for cats.
I wanted to ask you, Brandon, what we just talked about this the other day. What'd you so we just got done Q1, which I didn't even look at quarters in my business ever
until coming into this year.
Just because of the kind of the people around teaching us how to do things right. I didn't like quarters. It actually really re-triggers everything because it's kind of like January 1 all over again.
Yeah.
I really
like that.
Yeah, I did too. I really needed that. So it makes you feel like re-energized and everything. So what did you find that you would change from January till April? Was there anything you'd change, or would you like to do more of, or less of, or anything like that?
Yeah, 100%. The one thing I had that I wanted to do was send out a weekly email. I really like Ricky Carruth, who you talk about a lot. I like his routine of sending out a weekly email to clients, just kind of giving them an update on where he thinks the real estate market is.
Or anything. It could be a restaurant opening. He emails
so it's
everything.
It's a weekly touch point, right? And I mean, if you try to keep it on a real estate orientation of some point, or keep it in regards to your city or your area, your local marketplace, right? So that was one thing, and it's actually funny because when it comes to the calendar that we built for ourselves, the time I had for that was only 1 hour a week. So I'm realizing that if I only have 1 hour a week to do something, that might not be enough to actually execute on it per se, as long as
time you think of what you want to do,
right?
Design
Exactly.
It
so maybe that's something that might need maybe 2 hour slots per week. But a lot of things did get done in Q1, and just like you said, I didn't start treating the years as quarter years. So it's like the book, The 12-Week Year. And we've talked about this on other podcasts, but I really want to emphasize this because that book was absolutely incredible.
I never read it.
Highly recommended, man. You have to. Because that's what Mike Sherrard's going off of when he's telling us this stuff, when he's saying, break your year up into quarters. 12-week years, and the book even says, at the end of that 12 weeks, have a few days, have a weekend of reflection and relaxation, and treat that like the year end, kind of recoup and regather yourself and get ready for that next quarter.
Maybe that's what Florida will be for me next
100%, man. 100%. Jelaine and I so my birthday's coming up on Tuesday. Her and I are going up to the Moncton Spa, and we're taking a full day. And it's this Moncton thermal spa. So they go through heat therapy, cold therapy, there's friggin' saunas, cold baths, hot tubs, the whole 9 yards. And especially coming off of 75 hard, that's going to be amazing. I plan on running a marathon. I'm going to run a marathon on Mother's Day. So there's just all these things my body's been going through as well. It's like I need a full day of like some solid relaxation just to kind of reset even the nervous system, man. And so really looking forward to doing that. But that's all part of the 12-week year, is getting into these routines where you chunk things up. Because 1 year is too long. That's too much time to say,
much, yeah.
like, oh, I wanna start a YouTube channel this year. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you can literally start a YouTube channel in a week. You can literally like at a day, you can get it going.
You gotta like reevaluate everything you did in those first like 3 months, right? Which I never did. But so you want to do the weekly email? What do you plan on doing that through?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No,
man.
I just bought. It's $17 a month. I forgot to put my phone in airplane. It's $17 a month. I really think it's worth it. I looked at all kinds of different platforms. You can actually connect it to Lofty too, Mailchimp.
Okay, yeah, I've never used Mailchimp.
So
you can connect that to Lofty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Lofty's a CRM, client management
Lofty.
retention.
Yeah, exactly. So
CRM, client retention management. Sorry.
Because I'll tell you, with Lofty or Chime, the CRM you use, right?
Yes.
I use that too. So the emails come out really shitty.
They don't look
really
the
good. They
greatest,
blow. No. I mean, like what is that called? Like like I had people sending me screenshots of my pictures were all out of just like. It's not the right. What is that called? I can't think.
Distortion, resolution.
Yeah. So, and it was really driving me crazy. Like some of them were right small, and you had to zoom in to read it. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, okay, so this CRM is not built for that. It's built for like smart plans and things like that, right?
Lofty.
Yes.
Are you talking about your
weekly email?
Your agent picture that was going out?
Just the whole entire template of the email was not coming out.
What were you putting in it?
It could be something about the market or
like just typing up in it.
No, you use templates.
Oh,
right. There's templates that you use to send out a mass email.
Okay.
Right. Like if you go on Ricky Carruth, 0todiamond.com.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky Carruth for that.
Yeah.
He'll give you his email template for free. Now he uses Constant Contact, which is similar to MailChimp. It's a little bit more money.
Okay.
But it's so easy. Like say if right now I don't have a lot of contacts in there, not as much as I'd like to, and you purchase it as the contacts you need to send out for emails. Like it might be the first package is 200 to 500 contacts, $17 a month.
Okay, and then it's gonna. And then your subscription is gonna grow. The price of it's gonna grow, and the more emails you need to send out. Okay.
So like. And it's so easy to switch. Say if you wanted to go to Contact in a couple of years, it's so easy to just download all your contacts, flip them over there. But anyway, I use MailChimp and the virtual assistant that's been sending it out for me.
Yeah.
I tell them what I want. Here's the links to use. Research it, put it together, send it to me, send it out. And MailChimp's it shows up real good, real slick. Actually, EXP uses MailChimp for all their emails.
I think. Oh, do they?
Yes. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see MailChimp.
Yeah. So all the agents all the emails that we get from EXP from the company. You mean?
So
in general.
I've been using that for my weekly email. That's one thing you want to get dialed in. What else? Anything else you want to change? For like prospecting wise or video.
I had some stuff written down. There was that. There was only 2 things I wrote down for what I wanted to change. There's only 2 things I ended up writing in my handy dandy notebook. What is this, Blue's Clues?
I was just gonna say, what does that show off of? Fuck, Blue's Clues. Yes, that's it. My handy dandy notebook. Let's get out the handy dandy notebook.
What went well?
What didn't go well?
So what worked and what went well? I had YouTube worked. I got 2 clients from YouTube the first quarter.
One from Cali.
One from California, which is closing actually next week.
Which is crazy.
Which is amazing. And I was showing them doing all the virtual tours. And what I'd do is I'd just take a video of the properties they were looking at. They wanted to find a waterfront property that they can use as like a summer cottage and also rent out when they're not there. So they wanted something that wasn't going to need too much work because
Like
they're not here.
They're going to Airbnb it.
They're going to Airbnb it. Yeah, Airbnb it or do some long-term rentals or so Airbnb. They wanted something that didn't need too much work, that had a water view close to a beach, so it had the rentability. Well, they weren't there, right? And that is fairly difficult to find. But luckily, we end up finding a beautiful property over in Grand Bay. And that's closing on the 10th.
That's crazy. From YouTube.
From YouTube. And so what I was doing, I was just going around taking videos right on the phone. And, it's a little bit extra work, but you take the video and I just walk through and talk through the property just like it was a showing with any client there, right? I'd say, okay, so, they have the hardwood floors or they got some laminate floors, electric baseboard, heat. And I'd just talk through those things, look under the sink. Here's what they have for plumbing, do a visual inspection, windows, roof, siding, foundation, everything, and try to package it all in there, send that off so that they feel like they were there, and then let them make the decision. At the end of the day, that's more work than showing somebody because you're kind of doing it twice. You got to come back home,
you got to edit it, do this. Well, not really, but still, it's still a lot of time.
But you right. So anyway, so that worked well. The video's going good. I had social media consistency.
Yeah, me too. We've
both been very, very consistent, and it's because. Why is it? Because
everybody
why are we
that
consistent?
Again, we always say this: it's 2 year round, man. I can tell you right now, going into.
But it's in your calendar too.
It's in my calendar.
It's in your calendar. That's why, right there.
Yeah. So there was things I wanted to do this past quarter I didn't do because it wasn't in my calendar, and this is actually the first year I actually had my calendar dialed.
You know what, man? And I know that we were almost talking about this on the last Wolfpack call for New Brunswick, on the last New Brunswick Wolfpack call, saying like every time running into this point of the year, people start to get a little bit like disorientated in business, going like, what's going on? But you can really alleviate most of that by just getting the calendar dialed back in. Getting I did it yesterday. I'm the first person to sit here, and if I was listening to this, if I was somebody listening to somebody say, you got to use a calendar. If I was listening to that, that's what it would sound like to me.
100%.
I'd just be like, what a boring person that is.
Yeah.
What a boring cookie cutter. But it's like, it's so necessary. As much as it sounds boring, creating routine creates a certainty in your schedule. So like if there's ever anything where you're like, I'm not sure what to do right now, well, there shouldn't be any moments where you're not sure what to do because you should have it filled right up. And then it's like, if you need time to spend with the family, to pick the kids up, doing anything, that should all be in there.
It's all in there,
that should all be in there. And really, you should be putting that in first and building your business around that.
I just act like literally everything's in there. My wife gets her eyebrows done every third Friday, right? Very important stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's in the calendar.
That's in the calendar because I know that day we have to figure things out with the kids and this and that. But how many years I never had a calendar, and I can't emphasize how important it is. And everybody says this around, like I will literally do nothing if something's not in there. I will. I'll do nothing. I'll watch Netflix. I'll scroll on my phones.
Yeah, the phone scrolling's
a couple things I want to change going into this quarter. Well, not change. I'm
what did you find went well? What did you find went well? I think
everything went well because I did more. I think both of us can speak to this. I did more business the first quarter than I ever have in the last 5-6 years of doing real estate ever. Yeah. But you're just as a business owner, you're just hard on yourself. And I can't talk like. I don't think people realize how hard it is. If you're actually doing it and putting the work in and doing it, it's hard. It's stressful. It's hard. It's hard in the head. You're always thinking what to do. But if you're not organized, and you will get up and do nothing. And I think a lot of realtors struggle with that.
Yeah, well, just waiting for the phone to ring, do you mean? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Waiting for the phone?
Like you will do nothing. You'll sit around and
waiting for a call, waiting for an opportunity to then act instead of being proactive, right? So that's exactly what we're doing. So it's like any downtime, I'm finding ways to make that work time. So it's like if there's not a current conversation going on with the client, not like active things going on, and you actually have to block this stuff out. You have to put it right in the calendar. And like say, even if a client calls, as long as you're not expecting like an important like counter on an offer or something, right?
If you're in the middle of doing prospecting or video or whatever.
It's like, because before I looked at posting on social media, I looked at that as an after product. If I have nothing to do and I feel like it, I'm going to post on social media. And that'll, and in my mind, I was like, that's a little bit of lead generation. But now it's like, no, like every day I need to post something and it's in the schedule. And like, that's as important as anybody that's focusing on cold calling or door knocking, like putting things out there. And that is important. Actually, I have that on here. Things that went well using the calendar.
Yeah. There's times that I had to get figured out. So I'm going to door knock minimum 2 days a week going here into Q2 sometime in April, between 2 days a week between 12 and 3. I know
12
Mike
and
said
3.
5 and 8, but
Yeah.
I'm using that for, it's going in the summer. We'll be showing houses. We'll be doing this. Evenings are this, like 2 days a week. I'm going to do that between 12 and 3 p.m. And I get some stuff off of our Atlas call, like letters to drop, do this and that. And if not, like, why not? Like, because this is what people are doing. They're putting the work in. And like Mike Bork said yesterday, this guy's a pretty successful agent. And he said, if you're not building up your business, you're going to have momentum for a bit, but it'll dry up.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway,
Well, that's the thing, is that success is a
calling,
feed due every day.
cold calling, door knocking, social media. It's a lot. And if you can't organize it, it will not get done. You get overwhelmed. And I find being organized is taking that overwhelming sensation away.
It does, right? It
Because
does.
I get really stressed out sometimes, and
Thinking of all the things you have to do.
and I do nothing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and yeah.
But that's why having it in the calendar makes it so much easier, because it just takes that stress away, and it immediately takes the feeling away of, oh, I have all these things to do. And it's just like, well, yes, you do, but you can't do it all at once. So you need to pick one thing during the time you have and do that thing.
Yeah.
And then once that time is done, you finish up and then you move on to the next thing. And then before you know it, if you have 6, 7 things that you're doing that day, you've got a lot done in that day. Mm-hmm. And then you leave time open for calls, for showings, for all the other things, because there's a ton of other things that come up in this business.
Yep.
Because a lot of things can all happen at once, but that's just all part of it. And it's creating this harmony dance, this like harmonic dance with your business schedule.
And then like too, you know what's crazy? It's been a year since we went to Vancouver almost.
Is it? When did we go to Vancouver?
Oh no, they moved the time. So like 9 months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got EXPCon Toronto coming up, and it's so crazy. Like I feel confident going to this one.
I'm excited.
Excited because I remember walking into the hotel in Vancouver, and I was like, man, like getting no confidence, nothing. Like,
Right.
where we going? Don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Like totally different person. And I wanted to say, Brandon, about I know we talked about EXP and stuff, but there's any agents out there globally, this one here I really wanted to touch on, because it's really changed everything, man. Everything for me. I can't wait to go to Toronto, link up with people. And this is one thing I want to say. So when we went to Vegas last year, we met Jenny West. Mm-hmm. I did. She was on our call a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. She lives in Orlando. I'm going to Orlando next week. Mm-hmm. I'm staying at my client's condo. He wants to sell the condo. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going there. I already have an appointment set up with Jenny to come view the condo with me to sell it. Now I'm going to get a 25% referral fee in Orlando, which is crazy. That would have never happened if I hadn't went to any of these.
Yep.
So that's essentially paying for the whole trip.
Yeah.
It's just wild. We have relationships all over the world now, and it's so friggin' crazy, man.
It's huge. And you made a couple points in there that I want to hit on. So you were saying how there was no confidence when we first walked in, and I was saying
don't think
this
so. Maybe
actually.
You did.
I was saying,
didn't.
I mean, I was definitely walking in going, "Oh, there's levels to this." Like, first thing I thought was like, "Okay, yeah, there's levels to this."
I was like,
"There's levels," because it's like, remember DK? Remember DK? I remember the table. So here's a point that was super cool. There's a fella, an agent named DK, and I remember that because it's like,
he'll be there.
how do you
John.
forget that name, DK?
Donkey Kong.
So he walks in, And he was sitting at a table with all these other agents, and he's just dressed to the nines.
All
He's
the
got the
time.
pocket tie,
The
perfectly,
Rolex.
perfectly dialed in pocket tie or pocket square. Sorry, so this pocket square, it was like the crown one, like perfectly folded. It's got the Rolex, the watch, everything is on point. And then we start talking to him, and we're like, just out of curiosity, because you're at a real estate conference, we don't mind talking about money and stuff. And we're like, how much do you make? And he's like, man, it would probably surprise you, but he's like, the table I'm sitting at blows me away how much they make. And it's like, that's when you realize, like, okay, and then it's this funny thing too, where everybody's always going, oh, they're doing really good. I want to be there. Like, especially real estate. It's a competitive industry. I think you have to have a little bit of competitiveness in you in order to thrive in any business, in my opinion.
You
can't be
have
somebody who's just saying, I'm fine where I'm at. Well, no, you want to be better. And it's even if you're being competitive with yourself, but you want to be better. So anyway, levels to that. Also, talking about how we didn't have confidence going and now you're excited to go. That was one thing I was talking actually to an agent that's in our team. She was calling saying like, are you excited to go? And I was like, I'm so excited. And the reason is I'm excited to go and be the new version that I am now compared to who I was then. And I'm excited to meet everybody again and meet more people and learn more and get more information from those around us, because it's like every time that we go, as long as we keep improving ourselves, we're going to keep growing and keep getting new information from the people that we like. It's like we'll find the information we need from the people at that time in our, like, it's like we'll find the information we need to get to that next level of where we're going on our journey when we're ready to learn it.
Yeah.
And as long as we keep growing as people, we're going to go there and seek that information and attract the people around us that almost like we need to meet at that time. And I thoroughly believe that.
Yeah, man. And just learning how people do things and operate their business is crazy. But it's what the wild thing is, Brandon, is we get this. What we're going, it's nice to do it in person, but we do get this in general. And I cannot there's a lot of not just realtors, people in general struggling right now. It could be real estate, any business, freaking alarm sales. I don't know, car. If you're in the car sales business, if you're not around, if you're not around the right people, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. You're seriously. Yeah. I never knew that before. I wanted so much more, but it was so level. Like on our call yesterday, Mike was like, he was on a call with another agent telling him like, look, okay, you signed up for this coaching program that you've signed up for the last 4 years. You've been making
the same amount of money
for the last 4 years. So
gotta change.
What is going to change by signing up for it again? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's the people you're around, but not changing. Nothing's changing.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just, I never even knew till I dived into it.
I know exactly what you're saying. So what you're saying is, you're not going to find the motivation, find the fire inside you to become who you want to be when you're around people that don't want to change.
Right.
When you're around people that aren't looking to take things to the next level, or if you're not around, like if that's one reason that I love the Wolfpack and that I love EXP. It's a global brokerage. Yeah. It's on the global scale, where most brokerages here in New Brunswick, before EXP, what were the options? Local brokerages, where you're learning from local agents. And don't get me wrong, there is phenomenal agents locally.
Awesome. We have a lot of really good ones, man.
But there's also other people to learn from, and there's other ways to do it outside of our marketplace. And when you look at St. John as a little fishbowl, it is tiny in the massive ocean of agents all around the world that are doing business. So it's like, expand your horizon on the way that you're learning and the people that you're learning from, because there are so many other people out there. It's like somebody said to me, like, oh, this brokerage, they have the best training. They have the best training available. It's just second to none in this city. Yeah. And it's like, well, the funny thing about training is that you think it's amazing until you get better training, until you get better support, until you get better information fed to you in a better way. And then you realize the training I was getting actually wasn't that great. And this is way better. But I didn't even know it wasn't that good because I thought that was good. Everybody around me thought that was good too. And that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is when everybody around you is content and thinks things are going good, well, you feel like everything's fine. But then you get around, it's levels, man. There are levels.
The people that like, I wouldn't discredit anybody, but like what I don't like is that everybody I find there's some really top dog agents in our city that do a lot of business and they're really good and really smart, but everything's very secretive. Okay. So you're not going to ever learn the tricks, right? So it's so nice to be around that. And actually it was pretty cool. I got a message the other day from an agent in the Wolfpack. She messaged me from Texas. Excuse me. From Texas. Evan, I've been watching some of your videos. I just watched your video on YouTube, and it completely inspired me. And oh my God, I just forgot I'm supposed to call her, and I forgot to call her.
The one with Mike.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
But I forgot. I'm serious. I forgot to call her. So I'll have to call her. But she messaged me. She's like, your video there
in the calendar.
It really it wasn't in the calendar.
Right.
So I forgot.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So we have people like all the way. I'm from Little St. John. We have people. I have a woman in Texas reaching out to me.
Yeah.
Just because of this.
We can tag that video here too.
Yes, we'll have to do that. But it's crazy. And I don't even know what to think. And
well, that's the cool thing is that see Mike, who we're around, he's our sponsor. He brings people in and gives them opportunity from the things that he's grown. So he's got his YouTube channel. He's bringing most of the agents on from the Wolfpack and saying, like, anybody that's like learned something or got a good story to tell, he's bringing on and saying, like, tell the world your story. And that's creating more opportunity for people. And like, that's what you need to be around. You want to be around leaders who are helping you grow and giving you opportunity and giving you, like, it's that sharing aspect. And EXP has the sharing culture, man. They literally have a sharing culture.
Like the people who are doing the training are literally all icon agents. And an icon agent is essentially an agent that hit a high milestone in the company, right? If you gross $500,000 or more, you're an icon agent, essentially. So these are the people that are actually, they literally, if you use the brokerage's training, they're the ones who are doing the training.
They're the ones that are doing the training. So you're learning from the people who are currently hitting high milestones. So it's like they're high achievers in their marketplace.
Let's talk about EXP a little bit because we've been here since 3 years now.
Let's talk about EXP
a little bit more, like in depth. Even though we are,
a little bit
let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So let's talk about that. So
let's talk about EXP.
Now we
15 minutes into talking about EXP. Let's talk about EXP some more.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. No,
let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm into it. Look, I'm sitting here sponsored the freaking cup.
But I'll tell you, I know we preach it a lot, but I'll say this. It's the only company you can own your business because we always tell people that we're trying to sell homes to, would you rather your client rent or buy? You want them to buy. So we own our business because we are shareholders in the company.
Yeah, it's like I just got a chance to vote. I just got a chance to vote on like major decisions in the company. You have it as well. It's in your email somewhere. You just have to go check. And then so there was 5 different things to vote on, and there was like a 40-page, 70-page document on like what each thing is, a breakdown, and like we're literally voting on the direction because we're owners
in the company
with the stock owners. So we're voting on the direction that the company goes.
Yeah, it's wild. So you literally own your own business. You make a lot more money for doing the exact same thing.
Yep. You can virtually get. So it's virtually the only brokerage where you can make more than your cap.
You can make more than 100%.
More than 100%. Thank you. It's exactly what I was trying to say.
You can make more than 100% of your commission.
Yep.
Which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Because it's built for agents to last and stay in the business because a lot struggle and get out of the business. But like the stock, Brandon, if I leave that in there, my stocks for 10 years, I just say 10 years, I would say I would have over 500,000 in there in 10 years if the stock went.
I think so, man.
Yeah,
I think so.
For sure.
I think so.
For doing the same thing.
Yeah.
100, and then just getting all like
now, I mean that's possible. That's not out of the realm of possibility. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
If it goes up right now to $25 a share, which it was like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
Like, look where we're at,
Right,
right?
right.
So, like, it doesn't take much.
Right.
In 10 years, it could
That's
be more
one thing
than
I
that.
love about it too, is that as
like, holy shit, that's a retirement plan.
Most agents don't have a retirement plan. They don't have an exit strategy,
No.
and they're in the loop of continuously needing to do deal after deal after deal to make and sustain the money they're making. Where we have so many other revenue options as well.
So many.
There's the stock option. So as that builds, that's a little safety net that's kind of sitting there in the background, and pretty well, like you said, a retirement plan. And then also too, there's the revenue share.
Bugs me before you get into rev share. Well, revenue share is how you get bring money in from bringing agents in from the company's portion. We'll get into that here real quick. But people think EXP is a recruitment company, but it's so far from that. We've actually done more transactions than any other company globally.
Yeah.
Globally, dude.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I know like KW has quite a bit more agents, but also EXP's only been around for 10 years. And
Since 2009.
2009, and we're going on 100,000. In another 10 years, it'll be. I'm confident it'll be 500,000.
I'm bullish. I'm bullish on EXP, man, and that's why I came here so early. And it was like there wasn't. You and I both came at the same time, but it's like as soon as I heard about it, I was like, "Oh, damn! This is the next thing. This is the next company that everybody's going to be going to." And you've said it before. It's like if something better comes along.
That's what I was just gonna say.
If there's a better brokerage that comes along with a better model,
I would
better
consider
split,
it.
better opportunities, but it's got also better support and better training, better agents, then maybe.
I'll switch.
Then I would probably
100%.
switch. 100, right.
I'll
It's
tell
like
it right now. Everybody, I'd switch. I'll look at anything that's good
That
for
makes
my
business sense.
for my family.
Right.
So if you're like, I know it's very hard for people to look at that because you're comfortable, but you really need to sit back and look. Okay, I've been at this brokerage for 5 years. I've made this amount of money. Times are changing. Things are really changing. The market's shifting hard. Look at the whole NAR thing. That's coming to Canada. Something similar, not the same. I bet. I don't know. Maybe it won't, but I think within 2, 3, 4 years, you'll see something like that. If you don't start really looking at your business, your family, your kids, you're almost being selfish. to
your
yourself,
value proposition
right?
too. That's a big part of it.
Like
Looking at what are you doing differently than any other agent? What value are you able to bring to your clients above anybody else? It's
Right.
like we were talking about at the home show with like a lot of people. It's like any real estate agent can put your home on MLS and bring a professional photographer in. That's literally like the base. Like,
Brand new agent can do that.
that's the basic service of a real estate agent that like we're all granted. What can you do above and beyond that?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And like, if you're not looking at this as a business standpoint, like we're talking about calendars and this and the people you're around and all this stuff is all under one roof. And if you don't really sit down and write these questions down for yourself and saying, okay, what worked? What didn't work? What do I got to do to change? Am I going to get it at my brokerage? Am I going to get it here? Where am I going to get it? Do I got to research it? Okay, how much money am I making here? How much money am I making over there? And everyone who says there's no support, it's full of shit. They're bullshit because they don't know and they're scared. But I would say if you don't look at it all and write it down and seriously, like, take your time and go over it, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
And like you're not doing yourself
Right,
any
Brandon?
favors, right?
Yeah, it's true,
Like-
man. Evan, it's true. So you want to evaluate how much money are you making right now at your business? How many deals are you doing? Figure out, would I make more money if I moved my brokerage? Is there a possibility? And then with that money, what could you do? What do you want to do in business? Do you want to reinvest that money back into business? Do you want to take an extra trip with your family?
Right.
Do you want to get another vehicle, a better vehicle? Upgrade?
I will say this.
Like, there's so many things that
wanna
you
say
can do with
this.
that extra income. And for me, it's like, put that money back into the business to generate more business. Put it into ways like like all this stuff that we're doing, editors, all this video stuff,
got
YouTube,
billboards, editors, we got
marketing. I sponsor baseball teams, like comedy club, free tickets, like all this stuff to grow
Couldn't
the
afford
business.
it if I was at another one.
No.
I just couldn't. And I want to say this, and you guys, most people can figure this out. There's a brokerage that's very similar to EXP. Okay, just by switching from there to EXP, you make an extra 30,000.
Which one are you thinking? What letter does it start with?
I'm not even gonna go there.
An R or a K?
It's a K.
Okay.
Okay, Okay. So you make an extra, no joke. You
Yeah.
make $30,000.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. I thought you
More,
were
30,000, man. Like that is like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot. Not including your stuff.
And that's because the split with EXP Realty, you get 80/20 right off the bat.
Which
And then you cap sooner.
yeah, a lot sooner.
And you can make so the money that you pay to the company, the money that you give, once you cap, you can make that back in company
in ownership.
stocks.
In ownership.
In ownership of the company.
And
doing
you can
20
sell your
deals
stocks.
after. So it's like there's so many benefits that people need to look at, man.
I know.
And honestly,
And
Evan,
we're not preaching.
No,
We're just,
no. We are just
and this isn't
passionate
gonna
as
make
can
us.
be.
This isn't gonna make us any money by talking about this.
Yeah.
If people think that, oh, we're trying to recruit, trying to do this, it's like
But there's a reason that there's
like
people
Nadia
coming
there
over, man. There's
are
a reason there's people coming over.
lot of people.
And it's not agents that are hurting. It's not agents that are like,
oh my god! Like I think Mike
are-
closed this 175 agent brokerage. They're moving brokerages over.
Right, they're moving brokerages, right.
Like there's a couple brokerages here in our province that are like, okay, they're looking at now like, okay, I got to pay rent, I got to pay this, I got to pay blah 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 blah. I could close all this, get rid of all this, bring all these people over to EXP.
Yep.
And but we're not preaching or anything, and this isn't going to make us any money by talking about this. But it's as Nadia said, she's the basically the president of Canadian growth. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly
So
right. Yeah.
She said, and she's worked at other brokerages. And our manager broker, she has worked at
Previous brokerages too.
two other previous brokerages. And as I say, it's almost not fair to share the information. And like I'm not tied to anyone, any brokerage. Again, I would leave if a better opportunity came up, but it's not fair not to share this.
Right.
So like guys, like if you have any questions about this or we have a really good YouTube video that Brandon or I can send you on this discreetly, because I know it gets pretty dicey when you start looking at things and people are scared about it, but we can send that video package of exactly every single detail here, and you can watch at your own convenience, because I'm telling you, you can make extra money, own your business, and be around the right people.
Around the right people, exactly. Surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you, inspire you,
But coming
and
EXP
help you and give you the proper tools and information. And then that's another thing too with brokerages coming over here. It's like EXP, and especially the Wolfpack, has so much more training.
Oh my God, it's
than
crazy, man.
most brokerages are able to even give. And it's like by people coming here, let's say that you have a team and you're having a hard time training the team, keeping up to the training, the support, all those things. EXP has that covered. Like, especially so majority in the Wolfpack, we have that covered because it's like there's already weekly calls. Bring your team over, plug them in.
You don't
and
even need to
they-
babysit anymore.
All they need
It's
to
all done.
do is show up to the calls and listen to them and take action on the things that resonate with them.
That's it, man. It's so powerful. It's so crazy. It's all free. Worried about gas and all this stuff and everything in the world, that everything's so expensive now. People are crying hard times, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I'm not or whatever, but I can tell you this. If I was somewhere else, I wouldn't like that extra 20, 30, 40,000 and the fees are so low. Why would you not want to put money back in your own pocket when you're, oh, but I love my broker. Great. I think he's a great guy or great woman too. But he's not putting money in your pocket. You got to realize
it's not their brokerage that's making them money. You're not successful. Speaking to agents at this point, we've been speaking to agents for the last 20 minutes here.
Right.
But agents are not successful because of their brokerage unless they are getting fed leads consistently. If you are getting fed leads consistently and you depend on that from your brokerage, stay
Right.
where you're at, because EXP is for agents that are independent and able to go out and get their own business. Now, don't depend on, like, I don't want to have agents that are depending on everybody for leads. I want to be able to give leads. I want to be able to support people.
Yeah.
But if you're out there getting your own business and your brokerage isn't spoon feeding you, you can do this anywhere. Is what I'm trying to say. You can do this anywhere.
Why would you want to be that?
I don't know.
I don't
I have
understand
no
it. Like,
idea why
are you
anybody
sitting
would
back,
want that. I have no
sitting
idea.
in an office around a bunch of people when you all want the same thing. Everybody's wants to.
Yeah. Because what you could do, instead of getting spoon-fed leads where you might not even really resonate with the person that you're working
buyer
with.
leads most of the time.
You're
That's what it
driving
is.
Right. You're driving around. You're not getting
leads.
listings. You're not getting listings.
You're
No,
getting freaking
exactly.
buyer leads. You're driving around,
Right.
wasting your time.
So it's like build a business that you attract like-minded clients. Like that's where it's starting to get to with me. Like the first couple years, there was a lot of people. There's a lot, right? Like I'd take anybody, and now it's like I'm really attracting people that are just like right on the same page as me. Like okay, absolutely. Like it's not even a competition. It's just like Brandon, I want to work with you. I want you to sell my property. It's like they're in. Like we see eye to eye.
You just got that guy off of your city line deal you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
He called you. He's like, I found you on YouTube.
5-minute conversation. Sell my place.
Sell my place. No, I know you. I got you. I want you to sell it.
Right.
Now, the only reason he found you on YouTube, anybody can post on YouTube, but YouTube, excuse the language, YouTube is a bitch.
It's not easy.
It is hard. And if you wanted like an actual YouTube coach, it would probably scare you the price of it. I wouldn't even want to look at it.
And then we get that training for free.
For free, only in our group.
In the Wolf Pack, yeah.
Because it's done and said, and like Mike knows how to do it. He puts it all. It's a video, Social Agent Academy, right there. There's this. There's literally, it's everything.
Step-by-step academy.
Like it's so crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's how we learned. And like you can go back. If anybody's watching this video and saying like, "Oh, I don't believe it," go back and watch Evan and I's first podcast. It's way down there 3 years ago. We're at your old place sitting at a kitchen table with one mic there.
So bad.
Yeah, and we were talking. Do you know what's funny though? Is that I actually pulled that video up, and you and I were talking about how much we liked EXP. We were talking about how crazy it was.
Yeah.
That was almost 3.
A lot has changed since then, dude.
Is it 3 years ago?
That's so crazy.
No, not 3. 2 years.
Probably
3 years?
close to it.
Close to it, yeah.
It's so wild. That's insane.
Not much has changed.
Well, it has.
A lot has changed, but the stuff we're talking about, we're still passionate about EXP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots changed with us.
No, you mean like 3 years, so we can really give a true evaluation on it now. Because we've been here 3 years. Is kind of what you mean, right?
Yeah. So when I said like not much has changed, I just thought it was funny that when I clicked the video.
You mean your opinion.
When I clicked the video, right, the opinion of the company.
Yes.
That it was, as soon as we got here, we were excited about it, and we're still here years later. Talking even more about how excited we are, and it's actually here's the thing is that we are seeing it change people's lives too.
Oh, friggin' right!
Like it's not like this is just BS. Like we're seeing it. It's changed our life. We're like telling everybody else. They come in. They're like, "Oh, this is way better." And it's like,
Brandon,
okay, that makes it easier and easier to talk about.
I know, like especially like agents in hometown. They don't like to, whatever. I don't know what it is. They just. I don't know. Anyway, I could tell this from the bottom of my heart. I said this before, and I promise you I would still be where I was at if I stayed elsewhere. I left a $130,000 a year job that I was there for 14 years, man. Do you know how hard and scary? I'm scared every day. Yeah. I wake up scared. I'm like, I gotta go. But like the extra benefits and money, I know right now that, okay, if I'm struggling for 3 months, fuck it. I'll sell my stocks.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm good for 4 or 5 months if I do that.
Yep.
Maybe not that long, but yeah, like it just, you almost get to resent what you do when you struggle for so long.
Absolutely.
It's start to think like, maybe I need to get out of this.
It's like walking through mud all the time.
I'm gonna get a part-time job and do this, and you're literally walking through mud.
It's like mud.
And I'm not bragging. I'm not doing anything. We're just sharing what is true and what is the truth about this. Because if you again are not in the right vehicle, I could promise you, like, everything's gonna stay the same. You're still gonna be driving the same car the rest of your life. You like all I want to do is be able to provide for my kids for things that I didn't get. One goal, man, I want to send my kids to private school. I do. I want to.
Yep.
When they get into middle school, because I think the whole school system is where you pick up bad habits.
Yeah.
Drugs, crime, scamming, cheating, lying. I think that's where you learn all of it. I know there's no hiding it, but like Grant Cardone just said that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he did say that. I know. I was listening. I was
Yeah,
listening
I
to
like
something
that.
along those lines.
I think that's where you learn all this stuff because there's so many different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a huge topic to come from, but that's one of my goals to
He had
send.
his kids learn a communication course by the Church of Scientology.
That's crazy. Wow. But the only reason I'm saying that is that's one of my goals to send them because I want them to have the best opportunity. And if I'm not around the right people that are doing that for their kids and they've done it, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and it's like,
That's what I'm trying to say.
and then for me, it's like one of my major goals right now, and this is a near to short term goal, but it's a huge one, and it's buying my grandmother's land on Darling's Island. She's got 8 acres on the water in an old, decrepit house. Sorry,
Tear it down.
Grandma, I love you.
Yeah.
But the house needs to be torn down, unfortunately, and there needs to be a new house built. And to buy the land and tear down the house, we're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars before new development even starts. Before anything new even starts. We're looking at new septic. We're looking at all this work that needs to be done before it even pours a foundation. Well, exactly. So
Write
it's
it
like,
down.
oh, it's every single day. Every single day it's up here. That's what it's like. I've never actually had a emotional purpose tied to why I want to make money. And I think that's actually a reason why I've never worked all that hard in the past is because
you didn't know what it was for.
Right. Because
you don't have a purpose.
Right. I'm like, why do I want all this money? Like, I was kind of like just content because I've never made all that much money. I didn't come from a lot. I wasn't around anybody that had major aspirations or that made a whole bunch of money. That wasn't the norm. And honestly, it was almost frowned upon. So it's like,
yes, yeah,
right. It was like, money is the root of all evil, son. Now, nobody said that in my family, but like that was kind of the connotation, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, when you tie an emotional purpose to it, it's like, oh, well, if I had money, then I'd be able, like, not that I don't have money, but it's like, so that's why I'm pushing so hard this year. It's like my goal is at least 300,000 this year, at least 300,000.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like that's it's here we are Q1. The momentum's there. If I keep up this momentum, it is very it's very possible.
And then you hit icon. If
exactly.
You hit that, then you get all your money back.
And then you get the money back. Exactly. There's so many reasons, but the big one is to buy that land because I want to keep it in the family. My family grew up there. My parents were raised there. There's so many land roots. She planted all the trees on that 8 acres, and I want to buy that. It's right on the water. And there needs to be a nice big house built there. I've always wanted that piece of land.
That's amazing, man. And you're in the right place to do it, right around the right people. But I bet you, I'm not sure if you didn't come over here and get around.
That definitely wouldn't have been possible. This would have been a pipe dream.
You wouldn't even have dreamt it.
I wouldn't have even dreamt. I'd be like, oh, geez, that's too bad.
Yeah. But everyth's possible.
It is.
But
it is.
I got to roll, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This was amazing. This was amazing.
This was really good. So, yeah. If you guys like this, again, please reach out to us. Well, all our contact will be in this.
If anybody's curious, wants to know questions,
we'll send you that
Evan
video.
and I are both in the Wolf Pack. We're both able to sponsor. We'd both be happy to partner with you as long as you're a good fit.
Yeah.
And we'd be
you gotta
happy
have
to
the right mindset, eh?
Exactly.
If you're not willing to learn and change for the better, then like that's the kind of people you want to be around. If you're just coming over to mope and say, "Oh, this didn't work and that didn't work," then I'm not. I wouldn't want to work with them.
No.
Just honest. So.
You have to be ambitious and want to do better because the opportunity is here, and it would be a wasted opportunity otherwise.
All right, man. Let's go.
Cool.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.